What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Season 3, episode 28 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the things you should be betting each and every week, all the sports news you need. Definitely butchered that here this week, but we're here and we're ready to roll. We got some news out of all the leagues: NFL, NHL, college basketball, NBA, and some MLB to get us going here this week. It's March 6th here as we're recording. You'll hear this on March 7th. Some different formats coming throughout this episode here. We have our college basketball, NHL, and NBA coming through our live stream format, and our NFL and MLB will be through our regular format here. But we're going to start off this week like we do each and every week and introduce my co-hosts, Huff and Mackie. What do you got for me here this week, boys? Nice to see you for another week.
Yeah, nice to be on for another week. Obviously, another good week of college basketball. We started this week 4-0, so we want to keep it rolling tonight. We got 3 plays tonight. By the time you hear this, hopefully we'll be 7-0 on the week, but can only hope, right? But other than that, NHL, just 20 games left in the season for most teams. Trying to definitely get into the end of the season. NBA get into the end of the season. Just getting ready for playoffs. Honestly, Huff, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'd say about the same. Lot of, like you said, 4-0. Last 4 plays in college basketball. Had a good night last night. 3-0. 1-0 on Baylor the night before. So college basketball's been heating up. Obviously, the month of March, we're getting down to Selection Sunday. So these games, the conference tournaments, it's definitely the best time of year. So a lot going on in the world of college basketball for sure.
Lots of good stuff there, boys. I had a little audio issue, but I got it figured out. Let's jump into this week's episode, starting off with the NFL. The first point I have here: 7-time Pro Bowl center, and Super Bowl champion Jason Kelce has announced his official retirement from the NFL. The announcement came Monday in a press conference where an emotional Kelce talked about how his time has come. The Eagles lose their heart and soul leader on and off the field. What does this mean for the Eagles going into the next season? Jason Kelce, continuing his podcast career, doing things that I think he wants to do, spend some more time with his family and such. So lots of good stuff for him. Great career from him. But what do you guys think about this Eagles team coming into this next season?
I think
Yeah,
you could look at kind of a mini rebuild almost like you not mini rebuild in the sense that this is an immediate thing, but I think next year, the year after, you could see a lot of that offensive line start to go. They're a little bit older. Lane Johnson getting up there. I don't know exactly how old he is. You got to wonder how many more years he has left in the tank. Him and Kelsey were obviously there for their whole duration of their careers together. I look at stuff like that, but will the tush push be as effective in 2024? Was
No,
Kelsey
sir.
the secret to the tush push and the Eagles' success with that? But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of their podcast, so I've listened to them. So I kind of saw this one coming all year. He was kind of hinting at it. It was kind of Super Bowl or bust, and he was going out. But yeah, definitely a hell of a career. I mean, he's a center, so it's like, but a Super Bowl champion, one of the best to ever do it. Him and there's a couple other names up there, but he's definitely 1A, if not him and Jeff Saturday. But what do you? I mean, Mackie, I don't know. Do you think this will much change for the Eagles? Like, I that's where I
I
kind of look at it. I'm like,
I
I could see Lane Johnson retire next summer now.
I think this is the most significant center retiring for any team. I think that
Oh
if
yeah,
if it changes any team the most, it's definitely the Eagles. Like I don't think it's gonna make or break the Eagles, but Kelsey was definitely top 2, top 3 center in the league, and they had one of the most influential plays in the NFL. But we could say it's because of him. We won't really know until the season starts this year. But it could be you could see a different Eagles approach this season this year. And I know we saw them kind of fall apart last season and into the playoffs and get blown out in the first round of the playoffs. I think the Eagles have a lot of work to do this offseason, and I'm not gonna lie, I love the struggles. I love them falling apart right now, and I hope it keeps going. I hate this fucking team, man.
it will. I think their window came and went pretty quickly.
Yeah, and all the Jalen Hurts hype. I haven't heard much of that recently.
Just Dak getting his haircut.
You know, you're the first person I saw say that, and it looks exactly like him, but I don't know why no one's saying it. Like, it looks exactly like Jalen Hurts, like, his whole style, and nobody's saying that.
It is funny. As
Which
soon as I saw it, I thought that's who it was, dude. Like I was like, "Oh, this is Dak getting that haircut now."
it
Nice.
definitely makes sense, but I'm glad that's not blowing up.
The best part was the like whatever you call the thing they put over you, like the bib, the hair bib thing, the
Right,
cape,
yeah.
whatever you call it.
Uh-huh.
Did you see
The
the fake
cape.
chain printed on it?
No, I didn't. That's actually awesome, no. That is
Pull up that picture,
hilarious.
dude. It's like one of those corny ass like hair capes that like that barber thinks he's the coolest dude in the world. Has like the fake gold chain on his hair cape, dude. It's so funny.
Hold
That's
on.
funny.
And then I
Oh my god, man.
And then I saw the Cowboys starter pack. You know how people love to use the buzz cut with the goatee? Now they're
Yeah.
just using that picture of Dak Prescott.
The double Cuban link, that's actually so funny. That thing looks like it has stains all over it. That's gross.
It's like
Ew.
when people you ever see like the fake Louis Vuitton hair capes and all that stuff? It's so
Yeah,
funny when
yeah, yeah.
barbers have those, dude. Like, just get the black one. You're just cutting my hair. I'm not
It
tipping
ain't
you
that
any
serious,
extra.
bro. It ain't that
If anything, I'm
serious.
tipping you less if this shit's
Yeah.
actually Louis Vuitton. You're making too much.
Alrighty, next point here. Bucks wide receiver Mike Evans has agreed on a 2-year, $52 million deal that includes $35 million guaranteed money. Deal keeps the 5-time Pro Bowler in Tampa where he started his career. Is Baker's contract next for Tampa? And can this team make a playoff push here again this year or next year? What are you guys thinking?
I think that they could definitely make a playoff push next year. I was definitely surprised to see this. I think a lot of people were not really expecting him to move on, but could definitely see him move on with like the career he's had. But I'm glad to see
He's
him
got
stay.
the ring. That's why he stayed.
And I think he likes it down there. He's probably got a fucking $50 million mansion down there. He's got a good connection with Baker. I think that they can make a playoff push again this year. Obviously, that division's up for grabs, but I don't know, Huff. What do you think here? I like this
I think
contract.
this is also kind of like a Devontae Adams. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Like, if he was going to go to any other team but the Chiefs, it wasn't really like a shoe in. This was going to work. You know what I
Yeah, like
mean?
what are the? I mean, he could have went to Buffalo. I feel like Buffalo is trying to get rid of Stephon up there.
Yeah.
If he takes that spot,
But like, does he want to go play
but
in the
yeah, you're
cold?
right.
No.
You're right. You're right. Exactly. He's got a ring. He's what 8 years into his career. He does fine no matter what. He's got a $50 million
I feel
mansion
like at this
in
point, he just
Tampa.
wants the 100. He just wants the 100 catches, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns every year.
Yeah, he just wants his, and he's getting his. He's
He's
good,
the
man.
number
I
one
think he's
guy
good
there.
down there. Yeah, I think he was happy to stay there,
I mean, he would have been the number one guy anywhere he went. But
and they gave him the money too,
yeah.
which obviously
So,
he was
and
going to get
and
his
to
money.
answer the question, yes, I think Baker is next. I think they lock up Baker.
I don't see why they wouldn't. I really I wouldn't understand if he did not get a contract, get a
Unless he
fat
gets greedy, but
contract.
he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean he's coming back from
But
so much.
he said he's like, I know how lucky I am to like bounce from the Panthers to the Rams to here and actually find a spot where I'm like
You, you know what? That's funny
successful.
because he's lucky from his path, but I don't think his path should have went like that. He never played bad ever. He played great in Cleveland. He had one bad season. They moved on from
And he
it.
was
Not even a
set up
bad
for
season. Not even a
he was
bad
set up
season.
for
They just
failure in Carolina. That was never going to work.
set up for failure in LA, set up for failure in Carolina, finally gets to Tampa, and he gets his own spot, and he takes him to the damn playoffs. Just like he brought the Cleveland Browns, who haven't sniffed the playoffs in 25 years, to the playoffs. This guy, I mean, he's looked at in his career as like worse than what it actually is. If you go back and look at his like, he had one
Dude,
season where the Browns just didn't click, and it was like just move on from this guy, and everyone just kind of
like
like gave him the cold shoulder. I feel like.
literally, like he's a free agent, and like no one's talking about him going anywhere other than Tampa. That's one of my. I would love him as a Steelers quarterback. I would
Yeah,
love him.
any team outside of like. Oh, I want to think of a quarterback that I wouldn't take Baker over.
Top 10, any top 10 quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I think he's right around there. Yeah, you could put him at like 11 to 13, 100%. Any team that's not like a
Yeah,
solidified like you're getting into the
but,
playoffs quarterback, why would you not want him?
but like out of the big guys, like you're taking Herbert, you're taking Hurts, you're taking Dak.
Which is crazy because Herbert. I mean, you're obviously taking Herbert over him. I'm not trying to say you wouldn't,
Yeah,
but Herbert's like you're not. It's not a shoe in for the playoffs. There's been
yeah.
multiple seasons where he's had great seasons and he just hasn't made the playoffs. Not talking about last year. He was injured last
But
year, but
like even the year the Browns have had, I bet the Browns would have wished they had him.
yeah, 100%. Even with the way Deshaun Watson played at his best, You want Baker over Deshaun Watson after last year.
Yeah. Like, I could just the Jet, obviously, like the Jets team last year. You didn't know that was going to happen with Rodgers. That's kind of a fluke situation. But like the Patriots, he
you
was better than
continue.
any Patriots quarterback last year. You could argue like he's better than Derek Carr. I'd even make that argument. Like,
he
won
was
a
definitely
playoff
better than
game in
Derek
that
Carr.
division, won the division. Like, I'd say that's really not that much of an argument.
He
You're right.
won that division with the worst team, in my opinion, than Derek Carr had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that he gets a little too much hate for how much he's
between like he's
good,
between
man.
like 13 and 17. He's like the
I-
exact middle. But his ceiling is so much higher than his floor.
I think you would
if
have
that
a
makes sense.
very tough time naming 16 quarterbacks better than him.
Like, are you taking Trevor Lawrence over him? Yeah. CJ Stroud? Yeah.
CJ Stroud, yes, but Trevor Lawrence, no. I'm not. What has he done? He made the playoffs with a 9-8 record and won a playoff game, came back from 33-3. He had everything handed to him this year. He had a great defense. He had Travis Etienne in the backfield. You have the weapons on the Jaguars.
See, like
that's
where it gets to be an argument. That's where it like gets to be an argument. But like, all right,
only
Mahomes, Burrow, Allen,
Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Lamar, Dak, Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Stafford.
Stafford, yeah. All right, we're at 11.
There might not even. See, here's the thing. There might not be another one that you're like 100% over him. Tua, probably yes.
I'm putting Tua over him.
But it's very close. It's not like
there's someone else that we're forgetting. Purdy? I feel like you got to put Purdy in there. You got to put Purdy in there.
I don't like talking about Purdy because I'm a Cowboys fan, but
I think this last year you have to put him in there.
God, I think you put Baker in that system and they win the Super Bowl.
Me too.
Even though
he
played pretty
what
well,
I mean?
it's like I think you put Baker in that.
He didn't lose them that game. I'd put him in
not
there.
At all. Not at all. I'm not saying
he flirts that line.
But I think Baker just does a little more.
Who else? Like Kirk Cousins?
Kirk
Cousins. Are you taking Baker over Kirk Cousins?
No, but asterisk because he's been injured for 2 years.
All right, so right there, that's 13 guys. So like 14, 15, I'd say.
You cannot name three guys that you're putting over him. And if you are, it's just so like there's so much gray area with players like that. Like Tua, you can easily make a decision that he's better than Tua. You can easily make an argument that he's better than Tua.
He's won a playoff game. 2 playoff games.
Yeah, and he did. Yeah.
2 is 0-2 or 0-1 in the playoffs. He didn't start last year when they played Buffalo.
Are we missing anyone? I feel like we're missing someone. Jalen Hurts.
All right, that pushes everyone back like a couple spots.
You are missing Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
you're taking Jalen Hurts over him.
I feel like there's even someone else we're forgetting.
Justin Fields, no.
Joe Flacco,
no. You can't.
Geno, no.
I'm just naming people.
Geno, no. Jared
Kyler
Goff.
Murray.
Taking Jared Goff over him.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
All right, so 15 right there. He's like sitting at 15.
Great line, Mackie.
Yeah, that was pretty damn good.
And then if you want to argue Trevor Lawrence, that could move him to 16, but I kind of agree with you.
There's 3 arguments there because you can argue Brock Purdy and Tua too. So
yeah.
You could say anywhere from 13 to 16. But I don't think there's an argument for Trevor Lawrence over him. I think you could try, but I don't think there's an argument for it. Not yet. That's pretty good
Kyler?
right there.
You don't give Kyler any love?
Come on. The fact that you didn't even say him and you love Kyler. You didn't even say him.
Russ?
But yeah. No. No way. There's got to be more we're not thinking of. Isn't that... You got... No, there's not. There's not.
Alrighty, let's keep it moving here.
That's the only other name I can think of.
No, come on.
I knew that was going to happen. Alrighty, let's move it over here. The New York Giants, they informed their running back Saquon Barkley that they will not use the franchise tag on him. Allowing him to hit the free agent market is arguably the most sought-after running back this offseason. Barkley is -105 to go to Houston. Can you see him joining up with CJ Stroud and build something there in Houston, the Penn State alumni? What do you think coming out of that?
Yeah, I think that'd be a scary team down there in Houston if he goes there too.
I like him.
Who is that? Derrick Henry?
Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Saquon. I think he's gonna end up going there, and that's really all they need is that running back like that. Imagine him and CJ Stroud together. That offense
That
the
takes
way
so
it
much
already
relief off
was.
your deep ball passing too. Like
Yeah.
that's all they're already good at.
Dude, that draft with CJ Stroud and Will Anderson, holy shit, did they hit jackpot on those two.
Yeah, and they got a good
Um,
young coach to go with them.
breaking news: Noah Hannafin to Vegas.
Wow.
I like that. That's
That
big.
was that was probably the number one prospect.
He's with Eichel. That's his buddy.
Are they?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
he did a
That's cool.
sandbagger, a chiclet sandbagger. It was Hannafin and Eichel versus the chicklets guys.
Oh, that's sick.
That's cool.
That's cool. You're gonna see him strive now in Vegas.
Yeah, they're
This is
boys.
what they needed. I don't think they're running it back anyway, but
They're good, dude. They just got to get in. That's another one of those rinks. It's so hard to play there.
Yeah.
Nothing else has happened since we started.
no,
Not that I've
I don't
seen.
think so.
Let's keep it moving here, though. The Miami Dolphins are not expected to use the franchise tag on defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. Where could you see him as a potential fit, and what does this mean for Miami's defense coming into 2024?
I think if the Chiefs lose out on the Chris Jones sweepstakes, this is the absolute best way you can fill in Chris Jones in Kansas City. But I'm surprised Miami's not going to pay him. He's going to get some insane contract. The defensive tackle money is insane. It's up there with the left tackles and quarterbacks. They just get paid. But there will be a lot of teams that will make roster moves to get him on their roster. But what's that price going to be? It's probably going to be in the $20 million a year.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs basically already did move on from Chris Jones. If they weren't going to pay him last year, why would they pay him this year? But
This is a
yeah.
younger Chris Jones.
But what are you gonna? Yeah, are you gonna? Okay, so that's what they'll do. They're just gonna pay him because he's got the years on him.
They'd rather pay him than Chris Jones, I think.
I think the Chiefs really need to iron on that defense and make sure that they can keep that defense for Pat Mahomes for the next 10 years. I mean, you give
It's
this
the
guy a
perfect
good
start.
defense. You don't even really need that good of a like you saw it this year. You don't need that good of an offense. If you have Pat Mahomes and you just build that.
Like, I don't know how much money the Chiefs have in cap, but like they go get a Patrick Queen in free agency and a Christian Wilkins, their defense is better than it was this year.
Yeah,
They already gave
that's great.
L'Jarius Sneed the franchise tag. Like,
Yeah, yeah, but then again, you got to
they
think.
think they keep saying Patrick Queen wants out of Baltimore, which I love
Wants
that as
what?
a Steelers fan. He wants out of Baltimore. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's always egos and stuff that goes on.
I feel
Get
like
back to
that
the
and like Roquan Smith's the top guy there. You know what I
number
mean?
one guy. Yeah, he wants to be more of a name, make more money that way.
Yeah, he is so like overshadowed there.
Yeah, but this could be a big move in this offseason.
Alrighty here. Last point here out of the NFL that we have for this week. The Denver Broncos have informed quarterback Russell Wilson that he will be released after the start of the league year on March 13th. Next Wednesday, we will be recording. See if any news pops out about that. But what are you guys thinking here out of Denver? Russell Wilson moving on.
Go at
They're
it,
What
Huff.
else you got?
the Steelers really don't want to make it seem like we're going for him, but I truly think this is becoming more realistic. He's now been asked about the opportunity of work or playing for the Steelers, and he kind of gassed up Tomlin like players always do. But I'd love to see it. I've said it for the past about month or so. I'm kind of sick of hearing myself talk about it. But until he signs somewhere, it's going to be in the news. There's rumors the Patriots are coming into play for him. I'm sure. We know Ace's opinion on that. I don't think that's necessarily something he'd be looking for, but I've heard the Patriots, the Steelers, the Falcons are more. I've heard the Falcons are kind of locked in on Kirk Cousins. Did you hear that one?
Yeah, I mean, I saw they're about as locked in on Kirk Cousins as the Steelers are on Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. Like where's Justin Fields going to go? Now they're saying Justin Fields is going to go to Minnesota in the division.
Well, that was the thing is that like like he was leaving because the Bears didn't want him, and then like he comes out and they're like everybody wants Justin Fields. Well, no, there's guys out there that you probably want more. The Falcons found somebody else that they can get besides Justin Fields. Like, you're going to take Kirk Cousins over Justin Fields. You are. You're just going to do it. So if
Yeah.
they have the opportunity to get Kirk Cousins, sorry, Justin, but go find somewhere else. Like somebody else needs a quarterback too. Just go figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Pittsburgh, man. If you guys want to be good, you need him.
Dude, that's who I want, but I don't think that's who they want. Which makes no sense. It's because the Bears want Deontay Johnson in the deal, which is like makes no sense. I don't know why we would give up a. It's more of a money move for the Steelers because he makes $18 million a year.
Oh, he's not a free agent.
No,
Oh, shit, that changes.
you mean Fields?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have to trade for him.
Oh, well, that changes. Then why does he have to leave? Like, why is everyone talking about how it's like done?
Because the Bears are so public about it. They're like, we're not going to pay him, so he's going to be a free agent next year, so we might as well trade him.
Well, that changes a lot for him. Well, there it is right there. Kirk Cousins is a free agent.
Yeah, you can get Kirk Cousins for whatever you want to pay him.
So there it is. Like
you can get Russell Wilson for whatever you want to pay him.
Free agents are obviously going to take priority because you just have to get rid of less.
Dude, like there's rumors Russell Wilson is looking for a $2 million deal.
What is that, like
How
league
do you?
minimum?
No, there's no league. I don't think there's a league minimum in the NFL. Actually, I think there is, but it's like in the 100,000. It's like 700,000.
No,
but
the NHL is 885.
It's higher than
the NHL is 885. There's no way the NFL is 700.
Well, you can make like practice squad money in the NFL, and that's like 375. I only know that because I know a guy that was in the Steelers practice squad. He made that's
real
what he
players
made.
can do that.
Like he was on the Steelers practice squad. He made $375,000 a year.
Right, but would they be able to get away with paying like Tom Brady be able to get away with taking $375,000 a year, or is that against the rules?
So I have the breakdown if you guys want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
The minimum salary for NFL players with 1 year experience is $870,000, but it increases with each year. So rookie $750,000.
There's a vet minimum. He wants a vet minimum. Tell me what that is.
The vet minimum.
The vet minimum. It depends on the amount of years. So first year is $870,000.
13.
7 plus is $1.65 million.
So that's what it is. So the NHL vet minimum is $885,000. The NFL is what? Would you say 1.7?
1.65 for that.
So if you've been in the league for 7+ years, you have to make $1.65 million.
Correct.
So the Steelers are just going to be like, here's $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll buy your house.
Keep the extra $300,000.
We'll buy your $500,000 house in Pittsburgh that
Yeah.
you're going to live in for 9 months.
Yeah, for literally 9 months, if that.
Yeah.
But
I think it's Adam Schefter keeps talking to me, and then he's like, how are teams not taking a flyer on Russell Wilson? Like it didn't work in Denver,
million,
but like for $2 million, I'm no brainer. It's not my money,
it's
but
worth it. It's worth it for $2 million. It is.
Yeah.
What did he just sign in Denver?
Dude, it was like 5 years, $282 million.
$50 million a year almost.
Dude, it was the largest NFL dead money cap payout in NFL history. $89 million.
He's like the easiest grab ever right now if you want it for $2 million.
Dude, he just got paid a check for $47 million to leave Denver.
I hate that shit so much. Hand me the damn money, $47 million. Let him keep playing. $47 million to get the fuck out of town? Are you kidding me?
That's like remember when Texas A&M fired Jimbo Fisher this year? He got $75 million to leave. Who makes these contracts?
But my question is like that you cannot be profiting getting rid of him. Like you're not gonna be better, and you're not gonna be $85 million better in the next.
It's also
year.
like you got to look at it like in the world of business. It's like cut your losses while you can. You don't want to keep digging. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no, because in this instance, you can get something out of Russ. What are you doing now? What the fuck is Denver doing now? What are they doing now? Who's their quarterback?
They're gonna draft JJ McCarthy. They think.
Oh my god, man! Who?
They would rather JJ McCarthy than Russell Wilson.
You could have drafted JJ McCarthy and had him behind one of the best quarterbacks of our generation. But you just
could learn from
him.
They're similar game styles. Little quarterback, mobile guy. Like
instead, you have him come in and he's gonna start against fucking the Chiefs twice a year, and he's gonna get sacked 13 times in the 2 games, and he's never gonna develop as a quarterback because he doesn't have no one to teach him how to do anything.
And guess who has to play twice a year also? His former college head coach who's going to know how to beat him.
who literally is the reason he's in the NFL.
Yeah, you're telling me the Chargers won't be able to go at least 1-1 every year against them, like, and
See, that's
shut
why I
him
just don't
down at least?
understand. I don't understand them.
You can't
them
put
just
him
like
in that division. Like, that's a lose-lose for the Broncos. I don't know what the Broncos are going for, but of course they have new owners 2 years ago, so like they could be like, we want success now, cut the losses, we don't give a fuck.
I guess they're just trying to. It's clearing up space, so they're just trying to find money elsewhere. But
Yeah,
holy
that's
shit,
why I
I
think
don't
the Steelers
understand.
are more interested in Wilson too. Is because it's like we have a kind of a young offense. It's like you bring an older quarterback in that's like not gonna fuck it up more than high ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're a
exactly.
one-score team game, like, or one-score game team every week. Like we don't win games 24-10. We don't lose games 35-7 unless it's week 1 against 49ers. Like we're in every game. Like if you have a quarterback like that that's not going to lose the game, I think it's
The
for $2
quarterback
million.
who just
Like
do a little more than Kenny Pickett, then it's worth the $2 million.
we need more
Kenny
than
Pickett was
just what
good.
he can do.
Kenny Pickett was good for one throw for 75 yards. That was a touchdown to either George
And it was
Pickens
all yards
or
after catch.
yeah, and it was just like one play every single game that would keep them in it. That would either be enough for them to win or just not make it enough so they would it was respectable in their loss. You just
Yep.
need somebody who can go out there and get first downs, move the ball.
He did just enough to keep his name in the conversation where like some people think we should just give him another chance. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand how like you guys like full on Steelers fans who watch like every snap of every game, how you can how anybody in Pittsburgh can just like want that guy back for another year.
Oh, believe me, I'm harping for
Like
every free agent quarterback we can get.
like you
I've
get
I've never had a free agent big name quarterback in my life. All I've known is Ben, and then we drafted Pickett in the first round. I'm like, cool. Now I have a first round quarterback. Like Ben was a first rounder, but like all I knew was Ben. I'm like, cool. We have a first round quarterback. Let's see what happens here. He's clearly not a first round quarterback. Should have gotten drafted in like the 4th, 5th round. I mean, he had a hell of a college career, almost won a Heisman, but like I'm
I
at
feel
the
like
point
it
where
was
now I'm like, let's go in the free agent market. Let's get the guy that we know is what they can do already. Like
yeah, I
you're
think they're
wasting TJ Watt and all these, like, we have the young weapons on the offense. It's like, get a guy that's not gonna fuck this up. All we need
yeah.
is a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown every week and a field goal. 17 points. The Steelers usually win the game with 17 points. It sounds crazy, but they do.
They do, yeah. With that defense, I mean, you're like you said, you're just wasting prime TJ Watt years. You don't get talent like that all the time. I mean, you guys
No.
do. You guys have fucking James Harrison, Troy Polamalu. You guys get fucking talent everywhere on defense. But
We're good at drafting
um,
defense and receivers. That's it.
TJ Watt, I mean, how many more years is he gonna be able to do this at the top?
2 max.
Yeah, you're not gonna like
He's
these
injury
players.
prone. I love him, but he's injury prone.
Yeah, and he's banging every single play of every game. Like these players cannot do this to themselves for that long at this high of a level. I
Yeah.
mean, he's done it for what, 5 years
You,
now?
you saw how fast his brother broke down.
He's 5 years in already. I mean, he's got 2, 3 max years left. At least make a deep playoff run while you can.
Literally, get him doing it. He deserves to at least play in an AFC championship. You got to do everything you can to get him that far.
Yeah, like
And then
win.
anything can happen in that game. If you get to the AFC championship, you're hot. So it's like anything can happen at that point.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you have that defense, I mean, it's getting you
But
there.
I mean,
And it's gonna.
that's looking way down the road from what we saw last year from this team. But I truly think they're a quarterback away. But
I
that's
think
enough about the Steelers.
I actually think they're a quarterback away. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah, I
like not like any quarterback away. Like
no, yeah,
they're a good quarterback away.
yeah. Little MLB news before we close off. Opening days
Yeah,
in what, 3 weeks ish?
yeah, pretty damn close. 3 weeks, just maybe a little
3
closer to a
weeks from
month.
3 weeks from tomorrow.
3 weeks from
28th.
tomorrow. Nice.
I don't know if I'm excited or not.
I'm always excited for the start of the MLB season because that's when the Pirates are in it.
I just love it because like I love it when there's like other sports around, but it just reminds me that like in a month or two it's just gonna be straight baseball.
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah, lots of good stuff there, boys, out of the NFL. Let's jump over to the MLB here. Starting off, Zach Wheeler and the Philadelphia Phillies have agreed to terms on a new 3-year deal worth $126 million. Annual salary, $42 million. Wheeler's deal is the most lucrative extension in the history of baseball in terms of yearly value. What are you guys thinking here? Coming out of Philadelphia, the other side of the state here for Huff and I. 3-year deal, $42 million a year. Mad money. What do you think?
It's
I,
unreal.
I think it's well deserved. I think he's a top 4 pitcher in baseball at least. You think, Huff?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. As soon as someone says top 4, who's the 3? Garrett
I,
Cole.
you just gotta be like respectful when you say it because I think he can be pushing top 2, but who would you go? You'd probably go you'd go Garrett Cole 1. It's just hard with
Like, there's so many injuries. Like Walker Buehler didn't even play last year. I think he's a
it's
top pitcher
exactly
in
like there's so
baseball.
many injuries at the top. Like it's all the guys at the
Yeah,
top that like to get injured.
we don't gotta name a list. This would take us so long.
I'm just trying to
I
like
s-
I'm
I agree. He's
trying,
definitely up there.
trying to
He's top 4, top 5, no question.
trying to think without saying something stupid. Like what? Like
Like,
here's a question: where are you putting Spencer Strider?
I was just gonna say, I think Strider's up there in that top 5 as well.
I don't think so. I don't. I think he gets split up too much. He is the most strikeout
I
pitcher
also
in
just like the
baseball.
Braves. You don't like the Braves. I kind of back them a little more.
I don't like the Braves, but I do respect them. I respect how fucking good.
You
They are.
have to. They're so good.
I honestly think like Max Fried is probably better than him.
I was gonna say Freed. That's another one. Like, they have 2 guys that are right there.
Then
But
you
yeah,
obviously have guys like
I know what you're
Verlander
saying.
who won a Cy Young 2
Yeah,
years ago. Like who won the NL Cy Young this year? Snell.
Snell is a free agent.
Yeah, Snell's up there. Yeah, I think Wheeler's top 4 for sure.
You think the Phillies can go on a little run this year? I think they're kind of overrated, but
Yeah, I think they're a lot like their NFL team
football
over
team. That's a good
But whenever you
comparison.
got Bryce Harper, I mean that lineup can get hot. They do have a nice little lineup. It's just a matter of when they get hot
They
and
have
if
that
they get
streak where
hot.
it's like Stott,
You get Stott,
Harper,
Harper, Castellanos, Bohm. Like these guys can
boom.
hit,
That's the guy I
man.
couldn't think of. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Real Muto, didn't he just leave?
I don't know. Did he just leave?
I'm gonna look that up. I swear he just left.
That sucks because he's good. Well, it doesn't suck for us, but
No, it still says the Phillies. It still says Phillies. I thought he left. Maybe he's a free agent. I don't know.
could be, could be. I mean, the Mets are gonna suck this year anyway, so I don't really care. But
Let's move over to this next point here. The San Francisco Giants and third baseman Matt Chapman have agreed to terms on a 3-year, $54 million deal with opt-outs after the 24 and 25 season. What are you guys thinking about this for the Giants here, keeping old Matt Chapman?
I didn't see this. Matt Chapman and San Fran. I mean, I
I
don't
think
think.
this isn't they're not getting him for his offense. He's kind of struggled hitting. He wasn't the best hitter up in Toronto.
Yeah,
I mean, a hitters friendly field over there in San Francisco. I think you're bringing in a Gold Glove third baseman to play more defense. I think than get some offense. They still have the Giants have one of those rosters where they don't have that stud that you're like, oh yeah, they have this guy, but like their whole lineup, top to bottom's batting. You know what I mean? They're always in games. They're just one of those teams. They just find ways to win. Like, I don't know if I could name Yastrzemski, fucking like, dude, I can't even name probably 5 guys in their
Estrada,
starting rotation. Estrada, like, there's so many names that I'm gonna either
Buster
botch or
Posey, Tim
he's
Lincecum.
fucking. What? Yeah, I was gonna say Tim Lincecum. I was gonna say you might as well start throwing in those guys. Pablo Sandoval.
That team was
Let me
sick.
see.
But
I don't know. They're
who else did they just
go
get?
ahead.
Chris Bryant. They got Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant. Let's see. Those are pitchers. I mean, Matt Chapman, J.D. Davis. That's the other one I was thinking of.
Nah, who am I thinking?
Wilmer Flores,
Wilmer
Lamont Wade,
Lamont Wade. That's who I was thinking of. The new guy. He's nice.
Jorge Soler off Miami. That's a big one.
They just got him.
Yeah,
Huh. I
and
mean, I don't think
Yastrzemski.
they're not a playoff team. I don't think.
That division's so. The Dodgers are gonna own them. Like
Yeah, you got to play the Dodgers that many times. Diamondbacks are playing well now. You got to play the fucking Padres. Like,
they'd have to be a wild card team at best. Like they have no
yeah.
shot of winning the
Oh yeah.
division.
Oh yeah. No shot at winning the division. It's tough to compete over there. You might as well just wait for them. Diamondbacks too with that young core. I mean, they could be
I
around for
wanted the
a few
Giant.
years.
I wanted Ohtani to go to the Giants. I used to like the Giants when they won. That was funny. You said Lincecum and all them. I like that Giants team. I was like, I don't know. That'd be a cool team for them to go to. They haven't been good the past couple of years. So I was like, fuck it. That'd be way better than the Dodgers being that dominant.
Yeah, Aaron Judge was going to go there too.
Yeah,
Imagine
that was
Judge and
another one. I was like,
Ohtani
that
over
would have
there.
been sick.
Judge and Ohtani over there.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
Alrighty. Yep. Alrighty. Keep it moving here to these Boston Red Sox. Their pitcher, Lucas Giolito, I hope I said that right. The team just signed in December in a 1-year, $19 million deal, could possibly miss the entire 2024 season with an elbow injury. Do the Red Sox go out and find a new man for their rotation now, or what do you guys think here on this one? No Ace this week to give his baseball insight, but what do you think?
Yeah, I
Who's
said
the
this
young
earlier.
pitcher I'm thinking of on the Red Sox, Mackie?
Not Chris
Bello?
Sale. Yeah, Biello or something like
Brandon
that. I know.
Bello or something like
Yeah,
that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the Red Sox aren't going to be good this year. I don't think we need Ace here to say that. I think he would kind of agree. They're not. This isn't a year where they're supposed to be good. He said the other day they're not spending money. Big market that just hasn't really spent money in the past couple of years, letting a lot of guys go. They kept Devers. You saw guys like Mookie, Bogarts all leave. Now they bring in a guy like Giolito and he tears his arm in
Benintendi.
spring training. But yeah, true. Benintendi leaves. I don't know. This Red Sox team won't be much to worry about this year. I don't think at all.
No, definitely not. And I mean, I said this to you guys earlier, but I don't even realize, or I don't even understand why they brought this guy in for $19 million to begin with. He sat around a 4.6 ERA last year. He bounced around a few teams. I don't think this was the answer, but now you just
I was
wasted
gonna say,
$19
where did he go
million
last year?
from.
Because I really only
He was
remember him
in
with the
he
White
was in
Sox.
he was
Angels.
in the White Sox. He was in the Angels. I saw he played for 4 teams last year or something like
Jeez.
that. Hold on, let me go back and read the article about it. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Bello. Oh, right. Speaking of Red Sox and Bello in advanced extension talks.
There you go. That's their guy.
Yeah. I'm looking for again. Giolito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in Oakland? I want to say Oakland. I know Chicago. I know LA. I didn't know he played for any other teams other than those.
Posted a 4.88 ERA across 33 starts for 3 teams last season. It doesn't say which teams though. So it was LA, it was Angels, White Sox, and I don't know the other team. But
Yeah.
now their starting lineup is looking like Nick Pivetta, Brian Bello, Cutter Crawford, Tanner Hawk, Garrett Whitlock, and Josh Winkowski. They're looking at Jordan Montgomery.
Ugh.
That's a tough starting. Wow, I mean 6 guys, but
Yeah.
that's a tough start.
Hawk was terrible
You
last
got
year. If I
Hawk
remember
and even
correctly.
like Cutter Crawford. Like you really only have Pavetta and Brian Bello.
Yeah.
Garrett Whitlock gets lit up.
Yeah. He gets lit up.
You bring in Montgomery, you have 3 good guys, and then you got to find us. Maybe you can one of those guys will step up. You get 4 good guys. You could deal with that, but I mean it's baseball, dude. You've seen crazier things happen. Like these guys just crazy off seasons. Put in work. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, what else we
Alrighty, our
got?
last point here in the MLB. The Pittsburgh Pirates' recent #1 overall pick, Paul Skeens, was informed by the team that he will not begin the season, or that he will begin the season in the minors. Do we think this is for development or lack of good play? I've heard stuff that I don't really understand all the rules in the MLB, but if they hold him back in the minors, they get another year of control on him for what I guess that happens. I don't
Yeah.
fully
All that.
understand.
Yep. Yep.
So what are you guys thinking about this, Huff Pirates
Yeah.
and Paul Skeens?
Obviously, you want to see your #1 overall pick as soon as possible, but that's not really how baseball works. I think this is more of a development thing. You don't want to bring him up and watch him get shelled. They have a tough schedule to start too. So he'd be getting kind of Baltimore, like first MLB start at home against the Orioles, a team that obviously everyone's expecting big things of coming out of this year. I think you will see him in the MLB at some point this season. Depends how kind of south the Pirates season goes. If it does, it's pretty fast. Obviously, like we've seen in past, but I like this lineup. I think this team will be able to hang around in a division that's not too great. Cubs kind of did their thing. They got Bellinger back, but they've added a couple of pieces. But Cardinals still on a downslide. The Reds on a downslide. I like this. I like this Pirates team to kind of hang around. And when they do bring up Skeens, you got Keller. Obviously, he's the opening day guy. He's our guy. Like he's the number one starter for us. A 4.2 ERA last year is not great, but everyone's kind of waiting for him to make that next big leap. I think that could be this year. But you got Bednar closing the door. I like our rotation. They're bringing Contreras back in as a starter, but I'd like to see Skeens in this starting five at some point.
Yeah, you'd obviously like to see that. I'd like to see him get out there too. Obviously, you want to see the first overall pick, see what he could do. Um, I haven't heard much about him. I don't really know much about him.
Got
I
like
saw
player
he
of the
got
month is something, so it's definitely not for like lack of play.
lack of play. I
Yeah,
honestly I saw he gave up a home run. That's the only thing I've ever seen on his spring training. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Should be interesting to see.
He'll be in what is it, Altoona or Indianapolis? I don't even know what our AAA team is anymore.
I think it's Altoona.
I think Indianapolis is AAA. Altoona is AA.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. You're right. And now over to our live stream for our NBA, NHL, and college basketball content. So let's start it off with the NHL. Jumping into our power rankings here for this week, they are as followed. The number 5, Dallas Stars. Number 4, the Winnipeg Jets. Number 3, the New York Rangers. Number 2, the Vancouver Canucks. And number 1, the Florida Panthers. Boys, Mackie, Huff, what do you guys got for me this week here? Coming out of the NHL, what do you have?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's pretty
Florida.
clear. It's pretty clear Florida's the best team in the league right now. I mean, they're just
Yeah,
absolutely rolling. Sam Reinhart, goal machine. He put up 2 against the Rangers in like a minute and a half, and they obviously Rangers lost that game 3-2. But yeah, they're just rolling. They coming in New York. Obviously, the Rangers top 5 team right now. I think we have them at 3. Get a win on the road, so that was huge. Yeah, they're just really not showing any weaknesses right now.
yeah, Florida, and then obviously we'll kind of allude to what we're going to get into. The trade deadline news going on. They get Tarasenko today. Florida's loading up. There was rumors they were going to go after Gensel, so more likely than not going to get him as well. But you add a guy like Tarasenko to the best team in the league. He was kind of lost up there in Ottawa. When he was Mac, he was a Ranger last year, right? Am I correct on that?
Trade deadline
You
move.
guys
Yeah, we
loaded
got
up
him at
with
the trade
him. Yeah,
deadline.
him and
Him
Kane.
and Kaner.
I was gonna say, like, he's one of those guys that's more fun when he's on a good team, and obviously Florida, a high scoring team, he'll fit right in there, get some minutes on the power play as well. But other teams adding, we'll get into that kind of stuff. But I do think Colorado is going to be hot on these teams' tails, and you'll see Colorado kind of close in on this top 5 throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, especially with the way McKinnon's playing right now. He's got 107 points. It's just absolutely
They're on fire
insane.
at home. They can't
Yeah,
lose a home game right now.
they've always been like that. I feel like they just always been a dog at home. I remember one year they were like 25-2 at one point.
That's definitely one of the hardest arenas to go into, like most underrated arenas to have to go into and play.
It's also Colorado, the altitude. Like going to play if like when in like the
Exactly. Like
NFL
people
with
don't
like
think about that in
the
hockey. It's like it's
Broncos.
still your
Yeah,
win.
yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, a lot of teams cooking up. Obviously, those like the Leafs, they're pesky. They're sitting right on the outside. What were some other teams? Stars were number 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jets at 4, Stars at 5. The Stars have kind of just got it this week. There's a bunch of those teams hanging around right there. Or you give or take could all be in that 5 spot. But like I said,
And the
I think Colorado
Bruins.
is coming for honestly, Aces Bruins. That's another one. But
But they're
um,
just, I mean, they're just losing, man. I mean, they find ways to get points, but I think they're like 3-7 in their last 10, if you don't count overtime losses as points. But
and that's a
I mean,
team
they're
that was
still up
what
there
at
in the
our number 1
standings.
slot just like 4 weeks ago, and now they're not even in the top 5. So that stretch we were saying they're making all these games in overtime, like you said, they're getting all these points, these loser points as people love to call it, but they're not winning the game. Like that does add up sooner or later. Yeah, you're not losing and getting no points, but like I don't know, like
Yeah,
you
I
said,
think
3-7 in your last whatever games isn't good.
yeah, I think they're like
You got to
8
be able to
games.
close these games out.
if you just add like their losses and overtime losses, I think they're like 8 games over 500, and they're like third in the standings, which is crazy. They have like 14 overtime points.
Like, I'd love to know how many what their record is in 1-goal games, because playoffs is 1-goal games.
Yeah, I mean, crunch
So
time,
you
they
want to see if
obviously
you can
just
look
can't
that
get
up?
the job done,
Yeah,
especially
say it again.
yesterday.
Bruins record this year in 1-goal games, because they
Especially yesterday,
dominate
they were
teams at
up.
home. All their wins are their blowouts. They lose close games.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly, yeah, they lose almost every overtime game. I would love to see their overtime record as well.
If he pulls this, it's gonna have fucking every overtime loss in it because they're all 1-goal games. But I mean, well, that's like, I don't know. You had the Leafs in there, so like I had Dallas, you had the Leafs. Like,
I mean, the
obviously they're
Leafs,
what, 9-1 in their last 10.
yeah, they dropped one to Boston a game or two ago, so they might be 8-2, but they're rolling too, and
Last
they're right
game they did
outside
lose
there in
that. They're
points.
8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, but they're rolling. They just beat the Rangers. Obviously, it was a shootout win, great game. But it's still hard. Like, you're winning these heavy battles. I mean, you're the best scorer in the world. You gotta respect those Leafs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't
Another
find
news
good.
from one of these stuff. Can't find it.
You can't really find a good answer for it.
Reliable
Usually,
source. Yeah.
yeah. Like I just
We'll
found
move
like
on.
3
I'll say
answers.
this next
Let's get
headline.
into
You
these.
keep looking for. I am curious about that. But another team in our top 5, the Vancouver Canucks, signing Elias Pettersson to an 8-year, $92.8 million extension. Would have been a highly sought after UFA this offseason. Canucks realized that, able to ink up the deal, lock up a 25-year-old star for the next 8 years. Makes him the 5th highest paid player in the NHL at $11.6 million a year. Pretty crazy, like, because obviously, like, I always say this about the Canucks. I said it last year. I don't watch many of their games. So, like, this year when they kind of went on this run where to the top of the Western Conference, they're one of the best teams. Like, I never watch Canucks games. I don't know about you. I don't really,
They're on
set my
so
schedule
late.
to exactly like 10:30 start. I'm good for that. Like, I'm never going to watch the whole game. If I do turn it on, it's maybe the first period. And it's like, I know they're good, but like, and I know he was good. I didn't know he was $92 million good. Like, they committed to him.
Oh, I mean, even last year, it's the consistency. It's 2 years in a row now that he's putting up. I think he was 4th in points last year in the league. He had
Points.
over.
Didn't he have is he a back-to-back 100-point player?
Yeah. Well, he hasn't have it yet this year, but he's gonna get there this year, and he had it last year. He's absolutely lighting it up over there, and they're winning. Like, he's obviously they're doing something right. I'm surprised it wasn't more, just because in my
They also have so many names. Like, it's
well,
kind
that's the
of
thing
easy to get
too.
lost. They have so many guys.
Yeah, I mean, also like players like JT Miller stepping up huge for them. He hasn't always been that type of player, but he's up there in points this year as well. But as years go on, I just feel like contracts get higher and higher, and he's probably a top 4 player in the league this year. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like he would like record breaking number or something. But I mean,
I also felt like
11.9, you can't complain about either.
I also felt like he was way older than 25. I don't know about you. Like, I know, like, I've
25
always
is
known about him.
young. 25 is
Dude,
young.
I feel like I remember
I
him in
thought
the
he was
All-Star
probably
game like 5 years ago.
like 25 and 27 is like a huge difference to me. Like, when you're 25, you are like just like, you are young.
Your hockey prime is probably 24 to 26. Like, your true prime. Those are the best years you'll have.
Yeah. I'd say you could probably push like 27, 28.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like, you know what I mean? Like, you start the drop off starts honestly at 27, 28.
Yeah, definitely.
Some guys it
then you're
obviously
pushing
doesn't.
30
Like, they
and
prove that wrong. But like, I feel like the average true prime for an NHL athlete is like they're age 25, age 26. I'd even give you 27. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. 27, I feel like
Some guys don't get there till 23, 24.
Some guys don't get there till like 26, and then they're like,
yeah.
Well, that's like when you get there, you're not getting much better after that. Like, they're finally that
know,
good.
You
like,
know what you're
what's his face?
capable of at that point.
Tage Thompson's 27 years old. He just reached his peak, probably. I know it's very good, but he's not. I don't think he's going to continue to get better and better now because he's getting up there in age. I mean, he's already he's probably reached his peak right now. So
I didn't know he was that old. They act like he's like 23
because he was developed for so long. He was developed in that system for 5 years.
he's fun to watch. Another team I could care less about is the Buffalo Sabres, though. So don't really ever watch him unless it's on like Twitter highlights.
I don't think I've watched one game this year of the Buffalo Sabres, but
Yeah, I truly don't think I have either.
and I get them on TV.
Of course. All right, where'd we leave off exactly?
You can just go brush over these two quick ones, Kuznetsov and Quick. Those are the two we got.
Cool. Yeah. Next up here, the Washington Capitals have placed forward Evgeny. It's just Evgeny, right? It's just spelled differently than the Evgeny I'm used to.
Yeah, it's just spelled differently than Malkin.
Evgeny Kuznetsov on waivers. He was assigned to their AHL affiliate, the Hershey Bears, and is now the highest paid player in AHL history.
Really?
Wait,
what's he make?
I don't enough that it really put a damper on it.
Wait, so he's actually
is
he playing that bad? I actually have not paid attention.
I think
he was in some like NHL player recovery unit or something. Like he had something going on.
Then why is he on waivers then?
I see. That's what I don't know. It got weird.
Think,
why would you waive him at the end of it?
I don't know, man.
But then they assign him to their AHL affiliate. Like it's definitely like kind of a punishment if he wants to stay around. You know what I mean?
Maybe he got into a fight with the coach or something. And he was like, "Fuck you! I'm not playing for you. I'll go down and play in the AHL until you get rid of me."
Yeah.
That could definitely be it. But I mean, because he doesn't care. He's still making his money. He might as well go light up the AHL for a month or two.
Penguins need. Bring him in.
I don't know.
He's in the AHL.
You guys do not need the age, man. You do not need the age.
He's good for goals, though. He's a goal scorer.
Yeah. For what, another year or two?
How old is he now? 30 something?
He's in his 30s. You don't need it. You don't need anybody else in their 30s.
I know, but I would actually take him for a year. Like he's one of the guys I would, especially now. Like if they're truly waiving him, like bring him in on a year contract.
He's 31 and he makes $7.8 million.
31 isn't actually like terrible.
Not at 7.8 million, but he's worth that. He's worth it at 31.
He's got a good 3 or 4 years left of like
when he was 4 years ago, he was unreal. He was so good in Washington when they won the cup that year.
He was filthy, but he was like 27.
Yeah, we were
26,
we just talked about that.
Yeah, he was a stud, absolute stud.
All right,
the Caps suck now.
Next one here for your Rangers, Mackie. They extend Jonathan Quick for another year here, $1.275 million. Pretty great deal there, if you ask me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I just really like this because like he's at the end of his career and he's like he was a Rangers fan growing up and everything, and he's been playing so well and he just wants to be here that he's here so like for so cheap and everything that like I just feel like it's a great situation for him. Like he doesn't mind being a backup behind Igor. He's a great backup, probably the top 2 in the league, and yeah, he's just trying to finish off his career here, win us a cup or something. But yeah, I like this signing.
Yeah, he was always my favorite non-Penguin goalie growing up. I liked him and Ryan Miller just because they're both the American goalies. And then Quick won those 2 cups. I was like, oh yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, Quick. I mean,
to have him with Shesterkin, that is a sick duo. He's playing good, like unreal, honestly.
Dude,
like way more than that really contract says.
Yeah, it's worth way more than 1.2 million. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
but, and it's just like he doesn't expect anything more than what he's getting. Like he knows he's the backup. He's there.
Like you said, if he was a Rangers fan growing up, you guys are getting a little bit of a discount there. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, definitely. I think he's just like, you know,
and he makes so much money, dude.
Much
These
money,
guys,
man. Like,
yeah.
I don't need the extra $2 million. Just like, save it for somebody else.
Yeah, he's like, dude, give it to some young guy that's gonna threaten to leave if we don't pay him.
But yeah, I like the signing. For sure.
Another one here out of New York for you, Mackie. Rangers star forward Mike Zibanejad has been quite the slump this year without having a 5-on-5 goal in 73 days. Now, after the Rangers drop a tough one to the Florida Panthers at home, how worried are Rangers fans going to the playoffs about Mike?
It's Mika, my bad. That auto-corrected a few times.
Mackie's autocorrect on that hand.
Huff, you probably haven't heard about this because you're not like a Rangers fan or on Rangers Twitter or anything. But this is like
I know he's not doing good, but he's good, dude. He's so good. You just stick with him. Like,
so. Oh, I'm not saying get rid of him at all. I am not. I am the last person to say get rid of a player when he's not playing well because he has it. He obviously has it. But holy shit, when are you gonna turn it on? Like he's not doing anything. And even on the power play, it hasn't. I mean, he's getting the job done on the power play, but not at like he should. Like his one-timers do not go in anymore, and they used to like he was pushing like Stamkos, man. Like he was so good last year on the one-timer. He's just not finding the back of the net right now. Definitely concerning for us going into the playoffs. He's definitely got to turn it on before the playoffs, so we don't stand a chance to get through that Eastern Conference.
I didn't know you were struggling this bad, but your guys' power play. I feel like what's the Rangers' power play rank in the NHL?
Well, I saw something the other day. The first 39 games, we were first, and then since then we're like 28th.
So I mean, like,
so we're
really?
probably somewhere around
Wow.
like 10th. We've been pretty
Damn.
bad, dude. We've been pretty bad recently. Jesse, can you look up power play percent rankings this year? That'll be easy to find.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's.
Sorry.
I just
No,
feel
I've
like
been striking out today. Thank you.
I feel like so was the goal he scored against the Islanders in the outdoor game, was that
power play?
Oh, that's
Power play.
no, it was an empty net.
We didn't score an empty net.
It wasn't a power play.
Oh, because it wasn't 5-on-5. It was 6-on-5.
It was 6-on-5.
Right.
So like
right,
there's cop outs there. Like,
but that's a power play
bullshit.
goal. Like he's not getting the job done on even strength ice. Like that's what I'm getting down to. Like he's not like
I know what you mean.
when we're both even strength, he's not getting those random goals where it's just like in the zone.
What position is he?
He's a center.
What's he play? I didn't know he was a center.
Dude, Gensel on I know Gensel's the left wing, but if you put Gensel on his right wing with Kreider on the other side, oh my god, like that would cure everything. And then the second line you have Panarin and Trocheck with Lafreniere. Those top two lines, man.
You gotta give someone up, dude. You're not just getting them.
Yeah, you're gonna get Kakko, and then you're gonna get 2 first-round picks or something.
I would honestly do that. I'd rather picks.
I have Rangers at 6 for power play.
I honestly think I love Gabe Perreault, but I think we should just give him up for Gensel. Do you know who that is?
I have no clue who that is.
He's at Boston College right now. He's got like 80 points. Like he's one of the top 3 players in college right now. He's our top prospect, but apparently he's untouchable. But I'd give it up right now. I'd give it up right now for a ring.
Yeah, because you guys need to do something to get like another guy.
Yeah, I think we just need Gensel, and that'll do it. Well, I mean, we're obviously not going to give up one of our top 6 guys for Gensel, so it's not like.
I mean, you just got Wenberg too. Like, where does he fit in?
Third line center. He's just to get Goodrow the fuck out of there because Goodrow has 1 goal in 60 games this year.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, they need to make some moves here. Mika's got to pick it up. It's crazy I'm saying this because they're like 3rd in the league right now, but something's got to give here.
You guys have isn't this the stretch of the schedule that we said you guys have a couple tough games coming up?
We just got through it and we went 0-1-1. Well,
all right, yeah.
Well, we had Florida and Toronto back to back, but no, we have a.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
you have a tough stretch to end this month.
It's not like we have a few games before that, right?
Yeah. But like starting on mid-March, it goes Jets, Bruins, Panthers, Flyers, Avalanche. That's a tough stretch of 5.
Oh yeah, it's real tough. That's real tough. How many are home?
3 of 3. At Boston, at Colorado.
At Colorado, you're just asking for a point in that one.
Yeah, you're just like get to overtime.
Yeah, please just get me to overtime.
Yeah.
But at Boston, I don't know. We beat Boston this year. We did it.
Yeah,
I already
wouldn't
beat
be worried
Boston
about
in
that.
Boston.
Is it an afternoon game? I feel like you guys always play in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like a 3:00 game.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
I hate that they've been adding so many of those in this time of the year. We have one next week.
Yeah, I hate midday hockey. I hate it. Something else is
it's
on.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is on.
It's not the right time. Let's get into some of these points here. Mackie, sorry, Rangers were 6th in the league right now in power play.
In power play.
Yeah, 25.
Because we were 30. I bet it's got to be Oilers number 1.
Tampa Bay, followed by Toronto, Carolina, Edmonton, Florida, New York.
Holy shit.
Who was 1?
Tampa Bay. That's why Kucherov has 108 points.
28.72%.
You know what's crazy that I heard on Chicklets?
Mackie, Yeah, I was just gonna say that
Kucherov
someone
has
else doesn't
100.
even have 70 points.
I think it's 60. How is that? Like, process that. How does that happen? Actually, how does that happen? I don't
Does
understand.
he have that many unassisted goals?
Does he just walk into the zone and just rip bombs? Like, I don't get it.
Dude,
I don't
I'll
understand
never
how it's
forget
even
the interview after
possible.
they won the cup. After they won the cup, he's sitting there shirtless with the Conn Smythe. I forget. Did he win the Conn Smythe that year?
I don't know.
When they went
Probably.
back to back, was it Vasilevsky?
I don't know, man. I don't
I
know.
can't remember, but he's sitting there. You know what I'm talking about? That interview, and he's like just muttering Russian. It was so funny. I'm like, this is gonna be
Yeah.
Ovechkin all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a stud,
He's
man.
he's unreal.
But even Tampa this year is kind of struggling.
That's one of those teams. Like, dude, Cooper's such a good coach. He'll have Vasilevsky
Just
in the
get there.
playoffs. I do
Just get
not want to
there.
see Tampa.
Just get there is what he's
You
saying.
you do not want to go to Tampa to play Vasilevsky on
All they
home
gotta
ice.
all
And
they gotta all
you
they gotta do is get in.
clearly you put them on the power play. It's in the net. Like Kucherov, 110 points. Like that's unreal.
I mean, look at the standings. They're not a given at all. Islanders
They'll
are right
make
on
it.
their ass.
They're a better team than the Islanders. I think. I
Yeah, but
mean,
they
I don't
gotta
know. I
get
like
there.
Sorokin a lot, but yeah, they got to get there.
And Isles just made that coaching change to get Patrick Waugh. You don't know,
I
you
think
could
if those three
I don't know.
if any of those three teams, if you think the Islanders are gonna push, do you like the Red Wings to get in?
I think the Red Wings
I could see them.
I think they're a lock to be in. Actually a lock. Because those
I
teams
I,
behind
I
them,
like the Red Wings.
you would need both like the Islanders and the Caps to go on a crazy run, and that's not gonna happen because I think the Red Wings are gonna finish this season stronger than the Lightning. I think it's the
The Red Wings
Lightning
have a
that
really
are
friendly schedule to end this month.
who
Like
does?
the Red Wings have after they play Colorado, it goes Arizona, Vegas, who's been struggling, Buffalo, Arizona, Buffalo, Penguins, Columbus, Islanders, Predators,
That
Capitals.
that I mean, you can go like what is that, 10 games? You can go 8-2 right there.
They could go on a little streak right there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Who do the Lightning
Yeah.
got
So
coming up?
I agree.
Yeah,
Give me a second.
Lightning have Flames,
Calgary,
Flyers,
Philly, Florida.
Florida. You gotta go to Florida. They have the
Them
Bruins
versus
coming
Florida
up.
is different than everyone else playing Florida, I feel like.
Oh, they have a West Coast trip too.
Yeah, I see that. That's what I was thinking.
The West Coast trip isn't easy, no matter who you're playing.
Yeah. As soon as you get to like that Kings and Ducks game, anyone could win those games. Those
Hey, you're
later
dropping that Kings
games in
game.
those road trips.
You
Yeah.
gotta drop that Kings game. And then Ducks is the back to back. And they gotta play Boston.
I
Yeah,
think
not easy.
Washington. I think the Penguins are starting to. Obviously, I don't love their chances at all to make it, but like I think the Penguins, Capitals. I think even Jersey's starting to slide, but I like Jersey's chances better than ours.
Yeah, I like Jersey's chances better than yours just because of that roster that they have over there. But I think they're dead in the
Exactly.
water. I think they're dead in the water. I think they'd have to go on like a they'd have to go on like a 9-game winning streak to have a chance.
I truly think the teams that are in are going to make it right now. I think the Islanders will be that bubble team.
I think the Islanders beat out the Lightning. I really do. I really do.
Really?
I think it's going to be very close, but I think it's going to be between those teams. You like these spots too? Think this is the way it finishes?
I mean,
Yeah.
the Lightning and the Red Wings are both Atlantic, so if the Flyers drop out, they're out of the playoffs. They'd lose it to the Islanders. The Islanders would take the 3 spot in the Metro.
Yeah, but that's assuming that the Flyers are worse than the Lightning. They have the same exact record right now.
Well, no, I'm saying if the Lightning have more points, like the Lightning have to have more points than Toronto, not the Flyers. Like you have to bet. It goes the divisions.
Right, I know that. But you just said if the Flyers drop out, they're out of a playoff spot. Not necessarily because they have the same exact record. With
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you mean. But I'm saying like they would just switch basically with the Islanders if everything else stayed the same.
Chances are, yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but I don't know if Isles are on a 4-game heater right now. If they can keep this up, not many teams are winning games in that race right now. It's like every team's dropping every other game. It feels like so. All you gotta do is go on a little streak.
Islanders and Flyers are the teams I could see switching.
Yeah, I mean everyone's weak on the Flyers, but like I don't know. I feel like they hold on.
I feel like that's a team you want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. You don't care if you have to go there for 4 games.
Dude, that'd be Carolina's first round matchup, right?
Yep,
If it
2
started
and 3.
tomorrow, that'd be
2 and 3
Carolina's
play each
first round
other.
matchup.
See, that's some bullshit, man. I don't like, you'd rather be the 2 seed right now in the Met, right?
Why? Because you don't want to
Then
play
you
Tampa.
I mean, I feel like the wild card teams are better than that 3 seed no matter who it is.
Exactly. That's why they should have never went away with the 1 through 8.
I don't know why they ever
Agreed.
did that. I don't know why they ever did that. What, to get it different than, like, the NBA?
They wanted to create
point.
division rivalries.
What? Yeah, that's what it was. But you don't play anybody, I mean, unless you're the 1 seed. But if you're a 2 or 3 seed, you don't play anybody outside your division until the conference finals. You can't.
Exactly. That's what they
You're
wanted.
like, you physically can't.
That's what they wanted. Exactly what they wanted.
Right now, if the
It
season
makes for
ended,
better TV. It does.
if it
Like
was
you
one,
get people would rather see Boston versus Toronto and Carolina. Like I know Carolina, Philly. That's not really one, but like imagine just for say that the Hurricanes were the 1 seed and you were the 2 seed. People would much rather see New York versus Philly and Toronto versus Boston than, you know what I mean, like
yeah, like say
Carolina versus Toronto. Like
Yeah.
I know they're both good teams, but like geographically, that's going to get better view if it's like, oh shit, we play Philly.
these rivals, it's the rivalry that everybody wants to
Exactly. Yeah,
watch.
that's
Like,
what
you're
they
like,
wanted.
oh,
Like that's why they did it. But like I do miss the true just 1 through 8. Like 1 plays 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5.
yeah, it was so much more vintage, man. Like right now, the
And
Rangers.
now the NBA doesn't even do that anymore because this in-season tournament you got to keep I keep calling it the in-season tournament, the fucking play-in. There's too many tournaments.
Yeah, but the NBA is definitely still more like that type of
Like the
idea.
NBA, only 10 teams don't make the playoffs.
It's insane. You can be the 10 seed, you can be the 11 seed, and be like looking at a playoff spot.
That's crazy.
Like way under 500.
Like I'm a big LeBron fan, but it seems like they only started doing this once his team started sitting around.
Because they knew, yeah, they were like, damn, we need LeBron to have a chance.
Like I'm a big LeBron fan, so I don't want to like talk shit about him, but it seems like once his team
It
started,
played in for Curry last year. Wasn't Curry in the play-in tournament?
I think they've been in it like every year. It's been a thing. I remember the first year they lost to Memphis.
Those are the kind of guys that they're like they want that to happen. You know what I mean?
They want those guys in those games because the viewers on those games is
no one wants that game to be Minnesota versus Memphis.
Yeah, exactly. They want like LeBron versus Steph or something like that. I think they played each other in a playing game, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. I remember that one.
That was before the Grizzlies.
I don't know what year it was. Yeah, I was gonna say that was before they were the 2 seed last year. Let's get back on NHL. We kind of just totally transitioned NBA.
We have
I don't even know how we did that.
Quick stuff
we
here
were
for the
talking about
Devils.
how the playoffs are set up.
Quick stuff here for the Devils. They fired their head coach, Lindy Ruff. You guys think this is going to spark a push for a playoff spot here for the Devils, getting ever so close in these past few years, as well as they've expressed a likeness for a goalie at the trade deadline, saying that's their main priority. What other moves do you see the Devils need to make to keep this playoff spot like we keep talking about?
I think if they don't get Markstrom or Saros, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Do you think it's a lock they make the playoffs even if they get them? I think Markstrom's
no, but that's your only chance. That's your only chance.
I mean, they're doing the things that they need to do to spark this team to find a way to get into the playoffs, because that's another team I really wouldn't want to see if they do find a way to make it in. But I think they're dead in the water.
What have they lost? 3 straight?
They literally need a 9-game winning streak to have a chance. They need to go on a streak like that. And if they can't do it,
then their next game's against St. Louis, Carolina, Rangers, Stars, Coyotes, Vegas, Penguins.
Carolina. What'd you say? Carolina, Vegas,
in Jersey.
Star.
All right, let me say it again. At
Carolina,
home against
Rangers,
the Blues,
Stars.
at home against the Canes, at the Rangers, in Dallas, in Arizona, in Vegas.
It's
3-game road trip.
You're expecting them to lose 4 out of 6.
4-game road trip.
You expect them to lose 4 out of 6 there, right?
Yeah. I don't like their chances.
And if they lose 4 of the next 6, I mean, what is there, 18 games left at that point?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what we just said. I think the Islanders have a better chance than the Devils. And I don't think the Flyers fall off that much.
Yeah, they have 20 games left, and I mean, it's not an easy 20 games.
Who?
The Devils. I mean,
The
oh my
Devils?
god,
Yeah.
they got the Leafs 3 times, the Rangers twice, like you said, Stars,
Do they play the
Hurricanes.
Islanders at all? Like those head-to-head matchups that'll help them?
Yeah, they got the Isles once, twice. They finished the season against the Isles. I don't think that's gonna
That could be.
matter.
I mean, that
I
could.
don't think I
No, but that could. You know
really
what I mean?
doubt
That
it.
could be
I
big.
really doubt it. Imagine. Nah.
That's funny.
Alrighty, you guys want to go through a couple of these games here tonight in the NHL? Starting off here, the Buffalo Sabres and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are the favorite here, -182 on the money line, -1.5 there for that spread. Total 6.5. What are you guys thinking in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, off rip, you're obviously gonna look at the Leafs. But the line sits at -185. Do you know the -1.5 line?
+130 for the Leafs.
There could be some value there. I like the Leafs. They've been playing really good lately. They obviously coming off a loss, but I mean they have the best goal scorer in the world. I don't know how many times I could say it. They know how to put the puck in the net. They're playing a pretty struggling Sabres team who's kind of dead in the water. They're not playing for a playoff spot. So I think they can cover the 1.5 here. Not my favorite play ever, but Huff, what do you think?
I don't know. Buffalo's been kind of hanging around with some pretty good teams lately. Like they didn't they beat Carolina last week. It went down to Florida. I think me and Ace took Florida -1.5, and they only lost by 1. Like they're hanging in these games, but that -180 on the money line is kind of sketching me out. This is one where I feel like you automatically see the Leafs at -200, but
225.
I don't know. This isn't much of a road trip. Does that factor into play to this? I don't really know, but I do like the Leafs at home. I'd maybe look at regulation. I don't know what the price is on that. I'm gonna look at that, but
You
yeah,
look
the
at
-1.5 at the +130. I do like that as well.
you
But
you
um,
you
go
look
ahead.
at a Matthews anytime goal scorer. I mean,
One second.
it's
Pull up the odds on that. Hold on
probably
one
like
second.
-120, but
Minus
That's correct.
125.
yeah, I mean, I think it's almost worth it.
That's what the three-way money line is too. I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm on the Leafs tonight though, for sure.
Heck yeah, let's go over to this other game here. The Detroit Red Wings, the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado, -1.5 for the Avs, +120 for that, -196 on the money line, total 6.5. McKinnon is an anytime goal scorer, -105. What are you guys thinking about this game in the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean, we just said it. The Avs really don't lose games at home, but I think this could be a closer one. Like I said, I'm big on the Red Wings. I think they're gonna hang in this one. So I don't like the -1.5 at all for the Avs. But I mean, to take a team to go into Colorado and get a win is definitely asking for a lot without especially Dylan Larkin. So I'm going in there shorthanded. But I don't know, Huff. What do you think here?
I kind of like the over in this one. I was looking at obviously the Avalanche score a lot at home. They're just one of those teams when they get on the power play, they score. Red
Yeah,
Wings, I
Alex
know
Lyon in
Alex
there
Lyon's been
too.
playing pretty hot. Yeah, so Red Wings haven't. They're just coming off a loss 4-0 to the Panthers. So giving up 4 there, 5 to the Islanders, 8 or scoring 8 the game before. They're when they hang in games like this, they score a lot. I'm going to take the over 6.5 here.
I think that's a good play. I like that. Georgiev has 31 wins and it doesn't even have a 900 save percentage. Yeah, that
And the
tells you a
Avalanche
lot about the
score
over.
every first period, like so it could be 1-1 at the end of the first period, right on pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Alrighty, let's keep moving here. Let's move over to some college basketball. Little news before we get into some games here this evening. Marquette star guard Tyler Kolek, that's
Yep.
what I'm going to go with, will miss the final 2 regular season games and will be reevaluated prior to the Big Eastern Conference tournament. How will Marquette perform without their superstar in the lineup here for this upcoming week before these tournaments begin?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I don't think that they're gonna perform very, very well. If you watch this Marquette team, it definitely flows right through Tyler Kolek. They didn't have him last game. They didn't look very good. I think they're going to struggle big time. They're playing the number 1 team in the country tonight, so I think that this is going to be really telling of how this team can play without him. But I don't think it's going to be very good, to be honest. And they're gonna really want him back for this Big East tournament.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we can kind of allude to that game. That's one of the games we were gonna look at tonight. UConn going to Marquette. without Tyler Kolek, like you said, for Marquette going tonight. Marquette's a 5.5 point home underdog, plus 180 on the money line, over under 151.5. I think we talked about this one earlier. I like UConn minus the 5.5 points on the road for that reason. I just think Marquette's a different team without him. I was taking them a lot with those big home spreads throughout the season, and I haven't touched them the past week or so. But tonight, I am going to fade them at home. It's a tough spot, but they're not the number 8 team in the country without him. So I like UConn minus the 5.5 points.
It's very hard to adjust. I know they have time to adjust, but it's very hard to adjust to form a system that that's without your best player that everything revolves around.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean, I know Marquette has a good system. They have good players, but I just don't think it's going to be that easy to just just adjust to that perfectly coming off your first game. And now you have to play the best team in the country. I think it's going to be pretty ugly for Marquette.
I agree.
Lots of good stuff. Another team that we will be talking about here, Tennessee, earned a massive road victory at number 14 Alabama last weekend. Huge road wins like this. Tennessee has proven they can beat the best away from their home court. What does this mean? Excuse me. Let me back up. Does this mean the team's going to fare well here in this March Madness tournament and this Eastern Conference tournament? What are you guys thinking?
I mean, this Tennessee team, they've shown that they're obviously a dominant home team, but like this says, they can get wins away from their home court. Their last couple games have been ranked on ranked teams. Obviously, Tennessee's a top 5 team in the country. They just beat Auburn in Tennessee. Obviously, this past game in Tuscaloosa, taking down Alabama. They get South Carolina tonight. That's another one of the games we want to look at. I like Tennessee minus the points here. I got it at 5.5. It is since moved to 6.5. They're minus 255 on the money line. Over under 143.5. I'm on the Volunteers to cover the spread tonight on the road. This is a South Carolina team that you saw us take on the card this weekend. I like them. They're a solid team. I've started to follow them a little bit more. That is why I took them in that spot. They had a great comeback win. Late in that second half, didn't look like they were going to cover tonight. I'm on the Volunteers minus the 6.5 points.
Yeah, Huff, I saw that you're on Tennessee. I don't hate the play just because South Carolina already went into Tennessee and got a win this year, and I think it's going to be very hard for a team to beat any team, let alone the number 4 team in the country twice in the same
Twice.
season. But I mean, these books game in and game out disrespect South Carolina and continuously they continue to prove them wrong. They're 24-5 and they play in one of the hardest conferences in college basketball, and they're 5.5 point dogs against anybody at home. I think it's pretty crazy. I think Tennessee gets this win. I do. The 5.5 definitely scared me. Whatever, it might be sitting at 6.5 now.
Yeah.
The South Carolina team just doesn't get respected. I know they got blown out by 40 in Auburn. Every team has those bad games. Alabama just got blown out by 25 in Florida. Got blown out by 25 at home against Kentucky. They have bad games, but I mean, the only reason that this team is so disrespected is because they were preseason ranked last in the SEC. They had no big names. They have no 5 stars, but they're playing great basketball. So I think that this is a disrespectful number. But with that being said, it's going to be very hard to beat Tennessee twice in the same season. But for them to even
I agree.
for them to be a good enough team to even go into Tennessee and get a win in the first place, I mean, that says a lot about this South Carolina team. I'd be scared of them in March Madness for sure. I think that they can be a
Yeah.
sleeper, even though they're an 18
Plus
seed.
1,200
But
to win it all, but you mean South Carolina. I
yeah,
was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee
I know what you
isn't
mean.
really a sleeper, but
No.
yes, they can obviously go far as well.
They're a fun team to watch.
But this should be a good game tonight.
I think
I think it'll be a good one for sure.
Lots of good stuff. Let's hit our last college basketball game that we want to review here. BYU and Iowa State. Iowa State is your favorite here. 7.5 points, just 104 on that. Minus 310 on the money line total, 144.5. Who you guys faring with this one here on this Wednesday night?
Yeah, I'm big on Iowa State in this one. I mean, this Iowa State team's been so consistent all year. They've just been climbing the rankings week in and week out. Now they're finally sitting up at 6, finally getting the recognition that they deserved. And I mean, they're on their home floor. I think that they can take care of a BYU team by 7 points. I mean, if BYU shooting the lights out of the ball like they do when they're at home, this could be It could be a tough cover, but I expect them to just hold them to minimal threes.
Yeah, I agree. You'll see this on the card tonight. I like the Cyclones at home. 7.5 points. I think either way you're okay. Minus 310 on the money line. Nice little parlay piece if you want to pick a couple of these other games tonight. I like UConn on the money line as well. Probably can work something there. Actually, I'm going to click that real quick and see if that's plus money. Minus 109, so pretty close to it. But
go Iowa, UConn, Minnesota. Get a plus
what time's
160.
Minnesota play?
9 o'clock.
Let me see here. This is great live streaming. Let me see.
Plus 160, plus 170. I'm
It's
assuming.
going to be close to that. 176.
Yeah. That's good odds, man. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Let's get the job
I
done.
might take that. Everyone just get the job done.
Not asking for too much.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too ridiculous.
I mean, a couple good games in college basketball tonight. Got some NBA stuff we're going to get into, and then it's going to be it.
Yeah, let's jump into this NBA stuff here. Starting off with the power rankings. Coming in at number 5, the Milwaukee Bucks, followed by number 4, the Los Angeles Clippers, 3, the Denver Nuggets, 2, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and number 1, those Boston Celtics just sitting up there hanging out for another week. What are you guys thinking here coming into the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really touching those Celtics this year. It's pretty obvious. I think they made that pretty clear.
Or do you truly think like or do you think they're just going to run through the East? Because the playoffs are different.
I don't think they're
run through the East.
I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna get over that hump. I don't think that they're.
Yeah.
I mean, like they blew a 20-point lead yesterday at home to the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell.
Dude, I love Milwaukee right now.
I know it's a regular season game, but yeah, and you got to act like these other teams aren't powerhouses. I mean, Milwaukee's a powerhouse team. They're not going to be any
Milwaukee's
walkover.
clicking at the right time. They're going to catch fire. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 6-game win streak. I like them to keep this rolling. And you kind of not obviously Celtics are going to be the 1 seed. They're not going to lose enough games to not be the 1 seed. But I like the Bucks to. That's a nice win East. Probably not great value, but you're also a Knick fan, so I don't know if you agree with that too much. But I know you're also a realistic Knick fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be insane if it wasn't Celtics Bucks in the conference finals. I don't think
Exactly.
I don't think there's really any other outcome right now. But I mean,
the
it's not
Magic
are
too young. The Cavs aren't good enough.
The first round they're going to sweep whoever they play. Whether it's the Pacers or like the Hawks or whatever one of those teams are going to play at the bottom of the Eastern Conference.
Well, Embiid should play in that game. So if they're in the play-in, the Embiid, you got to think Embiid plays and the Sixers get in.
Do you think Embiid plays though? Does he play?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like, fuck this season. We're not going to win anything.
Well, is he healthy enough? That's what I'm asking. Like he's still not back. Is he
ever healthy?
Well, that's true. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, no one's scared of the Sixers right now.
No.
Even when he comes back, I really don't think anyone's scared of the Sixers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm huge on Milwaukee right now. I think there's a lot of value in Milwaukee. Obviously, yeah, the Thunder stay kind of winning games. They can't beat the Lakers though. They better hope they don't run into the Lakers in the playoffs.
The question is how much of a threat are they in the playoffs?
I'm telling, like, to a veteran team like the Lakers, that's who they want to see.
Everyone's saying that. Everyone is saying that. I don't know, man. I mean, if these guys are clicking, a team like this doesn't.
They don't have a matchup for Anthony Davis and LeBron. Like that team doesn't match up against the Lakers.
Chet would get absolutely bodied by the Lakers.
All series.
Anthony Davis would have a field day all series.
It would be Anthony Davis versus, and then, I mean, they'd probably put LeBron on Shai, to be honest.
Shai will get his though. Shai will get his.
Yeah, but believe me, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say it would be Anthony Davis versus or basically versus Shai, and then LeBron's gonna just continue to do LeBron shit.
Yeah, of course. I'm telling you, there's no way that OKC team would beat the Lakers in a 7-game series.
No way.
But I mean, if
Lakers would win every home game and then win Game 7.
If they get the Warriors, they're beating them.
I agree. They match up better against the Warriors. Shai can handle Curry.
I think they beat the Suns too. Suns don't play
That's a
bully
tough one. I
basketball.
do
It's
agree. I
pure
do agree.
basketball,
I
and
agree.
that's it. If you're gonna let
I agree.
OKC play their style of basketball, they're gonna win. That's the thing. It's the Lakers
Chet has a better chance hanging out with or like guarding Kevin Durant than
exactly,
Anthony Davis.
exactly. Like if you're gonna let OKC play their own style of basketball, you're gonna have a tough time beating them. But like I mean, the Lakers,
Yeah,
they do whatever
I
the fuck they want. They have the size.
I
They have
think
the
there's good.
shooters.
Yeah, I like this Oklahoma City team. That's definitely who I'm rooting for. If the Lakers, obviously, I like the Lakers. I like LeBron, but I'd
Right.
love to see that Oklahoma City team win. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I think they're a year or two away for sure. But yeah, they're definitely.
It killed
and
me
I
when
love
they got
Shaq.
there against LeBron. Like I wanted LeBron to win his first ring, and I was like, of course it's against fucking Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. I loved that Thunder team when I was younger.
Yeah.
Serge
What was
Ibaka, that was such a fun team.
In
Kendrick Perkins,
2012?
yeah, 2012. That Thunder team was so fun.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to basketball then, but yeah, wasn't like Russ like averaging like 30 and 10 or something like
Harden
that?
and Russ were so young. Yeah,
Harden wasn't who he
so
was.
was Kevin Durant.
Harden wasn't like that back then, was he?
Harden was a bench player. He was Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, sixth player of the year, but was he like a Lou Williams sixth player of the year, or was he like I don't even know.
That's honestly a good comparison, actually, kind of.
So he like he played a big role off the bench.
Oh yeah.
Big
It was
one,
like the kind of like Manu with the Spurs. Like
Okay.
he's the sixth man, but he'd come in all the time.
Right, so he played big minutes. You know,
Yeah,
Rob Dillingham
yeah.
comes off the bench too. Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to college basketball. Would you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Dude, he
No.
started one game all year.
Damn.
But yeah, go back to NBA.
Alrighty, I have a couple points here.
That's
Some
kind of
news.
where we're at. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, some news here out of the NBA. LeBron James became the first player in NBA history to surpass 40,000 career points. The accolade came in a 124-114 loss to the Denver Nuggets. LeBron continues to play at his level. Do you see the team taking the next step to secure a playoff spot here this year? What are you guys thinking as we're quickly approaching these playoffs here? It's already March.
I mean, how many times do we see it?
They won't miss the playoffs. They'll get in, whether it's that play-in tournament, whatever. They'll figure out their way in. I hope they don't run into Dallas in that play-in tournament because I could see Luka have a 50-ball game in one of those just because he always seems to show those playoff games, especially elimination games. That's definitely a matchup where I think they'd beat the Mavericks, but I think Luka would give them a scare. I don't know. I think the Lakers get in, but what I wanted to say about the 40,000. What's the closest someone will ever get to that? If ever beat it. Because keep in mind,
these NBA games, like
keep in mind, will anyone ever beat it? We'll start there.
I think it's a good 20 years until
I
think it's a good 20 years until anybody beats Kareem. I think LeBron's still got another year left, at least. He's not done.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna end with like.
What's he gonna get? 45.
40. I was gonna say 40. I'd take the under on 45-5.
You would take the under on 45. So you take the under on 2 more seasons of him playing. You think next year is his last year? No.
I think he'll play 2 more years. That's 2,000 points a year. That's 2,000 points a year.
Yeah, he'll get 2,000 points a year. Don't they get like 33?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's so like a passer, like he's not. I mean, he scores, but like
so he averages like 25, I think. Say he plays 70 games a year.
Dude, what's 25 times 70?
It's only 1,700.
Exactly.
All right, let's
so
say
2 seasons is 3,500.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought they scored more in a season.
I mean, certain guys like the scoring leader, like Melo.
The thing is, he's not gonna. He's not going to
Melo, the year he won the scoring record, Melo had like, 4 or 5 50-point games. So, like, bang, there's 250 points right there.
Well, say, like, like the scoring title, say you average 33 for 82 games. That's 2,700 points.
Who is the leading scorer in the NBA right now? Do you know?
Like, who would have the scoring title? Shy.
Yeah, if it ended right now, who's the scorer?
Shy or Luka?
I was gonna guess Luka or Tatum.
Luka?
Yeah, Luka has.
Luka clears easy.
He just had a 43-point game in a loss, and a 43-point triple double in a loss to the Celtics.
He averages
40-point blowout loss.
I did see that. He averages 34.6. We haven't seen that since like 2008. I feel like
Dude, I was watching that game with my dad, that Celtics Mavericks game, and he was like, I was like, dude, watch 77 on Dallas. And he's like, who is it? I've never heard of him. I'm like, makes about $40 million a year, and he's unreal at basketball.
So your dad doesn't
My
watch
dad starts
basketball?
watching. No, my dad hates the NBA. He'll watch college with me, but he won't watch the NBA. So I'm sitting there watching that game. I'm like, dude, watch this. And Lou just goes, rebound, goes down, bangs a three. I'm like, that's not it. He'll do more than that. And then I'm like, just wait till he starts forcing passes to get assists. Literally would go rebound down the court and like a 2-on-0 open layup, and he would just dish it off. I'm like, bang, he's get a triple double. At halftime, he was at like 28, 6 and 6. I'm like, this is gonna be a 40-point triple double, and I think that's exactly what it was.
And a loss too.
He's unreal, dude. He's one of my favorite players. Him, Anthony Davis, and Shai. I'd probably say those are my three, other than LeBron right now. Like three young guys that I like.
Yeah, I'm a big Luka guy.
Say
as
Anthony
well.
Davis or Anthony Edwards. Like I said, Anthony Davis.
You said Davis.
Anthony Edwards, Shai, and fuck. Now I'm blanking. Who were we just talking about?
Luka.
Yeah,
Like the young
Luka.
guys.
Fuck. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, I said those are like the three young guys I like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big.
Like, I still like Durant. I like LeBron. You know what I mean?
I'm a big KD guy.
I don't have a team. I don't have a team, so I can like bandwagon players.
It's okay for you.
Yeah,
it's crazy that you're so into the NBA when Pittsburgh literally doesn't even have a team.
Yeah. It's definitely it's more like that's why I just care about players. Like it's the one sport I'm the least biased with for sure.
Yeah, and you're just a fan of the players. You're not even a fan of teams.
Yeah, I'm like I could give a fuck less about these teams, and they switch teams so much. It's like that would be the most frustrating league to be a fan of a team.
Did you like the Lakers when like LeBron was on the Cavs?
Yeah,
well, because of Kobe.
Kind of, just because I kind of liked Kobe too. Yeah. I liked out of LeBron's teams. The Cavs were the only one I was like, I like the Cavs. When he went to Miami, I was just like, I like LeBron and D-Wade. That's really it.
Yeah, but like you wanted to see them
so
win.
Yeah, but I'd be walking around like middle school, and there's kids wearing like Heat jerseys. I'm like, all right, now everyone's a fucking Heat fan. You know what I mean?
You weren't like a hype beast on it.
No. I wasn't like buying the white hot LeBron Miami jersey,
wearing the sweatband around school.
Yeah, no, I liked it better when he came back to Cleveland.
Yeah, definitely. Big LeBron.
And then I thought once he went to the Lakers, I was like, all right, this is sick. Now he's going to Kobe's team. That's sick.
Remember the rumors? That was so sick. We were like,
where was he gonna? Where did they say he was gonna go if he didn't go to the Lakers?
I don't know. I mean, they were obviously talking about big cities, so I heard a few things about the Knicks, but I don't think there was like many other places that he could have stayed. He could have just stayed in Cleveland. But like he was like, he was like, he was like caught like looking at like Sierra Canyon and shit, and like looking at schools for like his kids in LA. Yeah. Like, yeah, this guy's good. He's not even trying to hide it, man.
Yeah.
All righty, let's go through some more news here in the NBA and then jump into some games. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Los Angeles Clippers Tuesday night by 41 behind 41 points from Damian Lillard, giving the Bucks their sixth straight win. Have the Bucks finally found their stride here this season? They officially back to being a main contender for an NBA championship this season. What do you guys think about these Bucks? I know you guys already kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll kind of quickly say it because I didn't know this was in here, but yeah, I'm big on this team. I think this definitely is a team that could go far in the playoffs, if not win it all. Like, truly, I think adding Damian Lillard put them over that next level. This is a team that's already won with Giannis and his cheerleader brother, cheering him on over there. Every time I watch a Bucks game, I get so annoyed when they show his brother the sidelines. Mackie, have you ever watched a Bucks game and they show his brother freaking out on the sidelines? Like when Giannis gets fouled, it's like, you don't need to show his brother. It's like when Kelsey was scoring and they felt the need to show Taylor Swift.
And they showed Taylor.
It's like, I don't need to see whatever his name is, the little brother or older. I think he's the older brother. Like
Thanasis.
Is he older or younger?
I don't know. I think he's younger. I think Giannis is the oldest, but I could be wrong.
If he's older, that's like weird. Like if he's the little brother, it makes more sense. You know what I mean?
You ever seen the like the highlight reels of Thanasis and it's just like him fucking up everything?
He's terrible. He has did you ever see the thing on Twitter? They were like, he has the job security in the NBA.
I didn't see that.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
he's right. As long as
I don't.
Giannis is there, he'll be on that roster.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he'd be in the league if his last name wasn't what it is.
No.
Giannis is like, if he's not on the team, I'm not on the team, and they're like, all right, here's $10 million deal.
Yeah. They're like, shit, what do we got left in the cap? $6 million. They're like, Giannis, is that cool? We pay you $58 million. Like, you think you could just pay for dinner every once in a while?
No, $5 million more.
What's he get, dude? What are the Supermax deals now? Is it $52 million a year?
I saw something the other day, and it was like nobody understands like NBA money. Like NBA money is crazy, dude.
Dude,
Like, the
it's
amount of
I think it's
money these
5
guys
years,
get,
252 million. It's 50 some million. It's 50.5 million a year.
It's
something crazy.
35% of the cap.
like a player like Paul
Jesus
George.
Christ.
Like a player like Paul George. Granted, Paul George is great. He's not a top 8 player in the league. He $40 million a year. $40 million is insane, dude.
That's so weird you just said that. I'm watching ESPN right here, and they're doing the Rockets Clippers game is on ESPN tonight. And they just, as soon as you said Paul George, they showed Paul George walking in the arena.
That's creepy. Like Anthony Simons, $32 million.
Now, I'll never forget that. Whenever he signed that, I
That-
sent it to you. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. These
That is
guys
my
get paid
scale.
anything.
That is my scale for how crazy NBA contracts are. And most people are like,
That's
who the
also-
fuck is Anthony Simons?
That's also Portland just had to pay someone. NBA is not like the NHL where we were talking about today, how these teams are like under the cap. NBA, they're just like, if they're under the cap, they'll just overpay someone. They'll restructure someone's deal just to give them more money. I feel like
Just to throw money away, yeah.
literally.
Well, because there's also only like 15 players on a roster, so it's not like they can just like it's a lot different with like.
Well, that's how I always explain to people why the NBA players get paid more than like the average NHL player. There's 15 guys in a bigger salary cap in the NBA than there is 23 guys in a smaller salary cap. Like,
exactly,
there's way more money to go around.
There's more money to go around to less people,
and less mouths to feed. Like,
exactly. Yeah, but NBA money is crazy, dude. It's just these guys.
Like in the NHL, if you have a Matthews making 16 million, there's a reason your fourth line is all making league minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cannot deal like LeBron getting fucking 50 million a year. Anthony Davis is getting 40 million too. Like they can do that. When you have one guy, two guys making like over $10 million a year, everybody else is getting paid shit.
Yeah.
You just
It's
can't
crazy.
do it.
Like,
you just can't do it.
That's why everyone was saying with the Leafs, like, how are they going to sign Nylander to this deal with paying Matthews and Marner all this money? And it's like,
well,
they'll figure it out. But now the third line makes me league minimum too.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you're just the rest of your team is just shit.
It's like they only have two goalies. They can't even afford to pay a third goalie.
The third guy gets called up every once in a while.
Exactly. They just go straight to the e-bug after two.
All right, you guys kind of already alluded to this, but Luka and Tatum have been named players of the month in their respective conferences. Which of these young stars would you rather have leading your team through a playoff run?
Luka.
I wish
it's
Ace,
tough to say because Jason Tatum's already gotten to a finals. I'll defend Ace here. Jason Tatum's already gotten to a finals. He's shown he can get there.
He's got into the finals with the Boston Celtics. He was handed a championship roster.
Yeah, Luka's had to turn around the Mavericks. They weren't anything when he got there. Like, he built them up to.
He was handed Kyrie Irving. He was handed Jaylen Brown. He was handed Kristaps Porzingis. He's handed all these guys. If he doesn't win anything this year,
all the Mavericks did was take Jalen Brunson away from Luka. Can you imagine if he was still a Maverick?
And giving Kyrie was trying to tell him that the earth is flat in between whistles. It's not going to win a championship.
I would rather Luka.
I would definitely rather Luka. I think Luka in 4 years is probably going to be the best player in the world. He just keeps getting better and doing what he's doing. We know what he can do. And once he's 24 years old, it's just ridiculous.
He just turned 25.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I only know that because
no disrespect.
I saw it on.
No disrespect to Jason Tatum. Actually, a little disrespect to Jason Tatum, but he's obviously still like a top 5 player in the world too. But give me Luka.
Dude, but like when Tatum's on, he is those guys that I do like watching him. Like,
oh yeah, of course. I'm not saying he's bad. Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in the world probably, but not You're not
Is
taking him over
Jokic still your unanimous one?
Yeah, easily. Come on. I don't
It
think
has to
anyone
be.
who's pushing that. Name who's pushing that. Luka?
I'd probably say right now for me it goes off
Who's
the
your
top of my
who's your
head.
2? That's the only
Yo-
question to ask.
Jokic, Luka, Shai, Tatum. It's harder for me to say who's 5. Like those are my 4.
I don't know, man. Like I don't think it's a clear 4. I don't think Tatum's a clear 4. Giannis?
I'd like to throw yeah,
Joel
then,
Embiid when he's healthy?
but I can't put him in there right now. He's injured. Like when guys are injured, I take him out of the list.
Okay.
And like you never know when he's gonna play. Like he might not even play this year.
Yeah.
Is like are guys like do you think I'm not even throwing them at this 5 spot, but I'm saying like guys like
say
Edwards,
Halliburton.
Banchero, like where do those guys come in? Like 10 to
no.
12, or are they top 10 yet?
Edwards is top 10. I wouldn't put Banchero just there just yet, but Edwards definitely deserves top 10 at this point. Like right
For
now,
Duke guys, I like Banchero way more than Tatum because I'm not big on Duke.
I don't watch a lot of the
Like as a
matches. I'm not
school.
gonna lie. I don't. I see how much of a dog he is. He plays a lot like LeBron actually, but
They're never. I actually saw something last week. They were on national TV for the first time in 6 years.
Dang.
Yeah, because
Magic.
their best player in the past 6 years has been like Jonathan Isaac. Like nobody
Well,
wanted
you know
to
what's
watch.
crazy is like their sponsors Disney, ESPN. Like you're telling me ESPN's not like, hey, let's just get the Magic every once in a while. Like
Yeah, but the NBA is all about the big names.
I know,
NBA
but
is
like
all
I was
about the big
surprised.
names.
6 years they couldn't get one.
I'm trying to think of one big name they've had in the last 6 years.
I think the only reason it was nationally televised was it was the game that Shaq's jersey got retired.
And they're actually good. Like they're good.
Dude, they're
now.
good. They were the second ranked team in the East for a little bit. Now they're like 4th. Like they're hanging around. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs, but I mean, I think it's an easy first round exit.
Yeah, that's like my team in the East. I just like that's who I've kind of attached to in the East, like emotionally. But I think the Bucks are the best team. Like Celtics, we've said that. I don't think the Celtics are one at all.
The Celtics are the best team, but they are not going to win. They're not. I just don't.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
Like,
I'd have to see it before I believe it.
Here's an easy out. The Miami Heat. I think I know obviously they're good in the playoffs. They get in. Once they're in, anything can happen. You know, playoff Jimmy. People love to bring that up. They'd get who right now? The Cavs, and they might be able to beat the Cavs.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
See, like that's what I mean. I don't think so either.
Do you watch the Cavs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd give the Heat some credit, but like I don't think they'd be. I think they're an easy out. Is the Heat?
I think so too, but
I think those young teams like the Magic, the Thunder, they're scary for certain teams because it's like they're so young and they haven't been there. It's like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I mean the experience definitely goes a long way. I'd say.
I agree. Yeah, you want like a couple pieces on those young teams that has like been there.
Yeah,
which
like
I don't think the Magic or the Cavs really have.
If the Magic had like one, I'm trying to think of somebody that they could have that would just like
even a bet like there was rumors they were going to trade for Klay Thompson. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Klay needs to get the fuck out of Golden State. I think
that's a perfect spot for him. Orlando would be such a perfect spot for him.
He just needs less of a spotlight. And the second he left Golden State, nobody would hear about him for 2 weeks until he was actually shooting like 40% from 3, and they're like, oh,
literally, he could go to Orlando and you'd only hear about him when he had a 40-point game.
Yeah, and like I think he would start playing a lot better without all of that media attention that like he can't keep up with Steph anymore. Well, of course not. Steph's doing something that like 5 other players can do in this league, like play as long as
that's like saying guys can't keep up with LeBron. Like
exactly, like just because Steph can do this for this long doesn't mean that everybody can. And Klay had ACL, and he tore his ACL and everything. Like this guy's getting up there in age. He's had injuries. Like he's not going to play to the ability that he's always been able to. Like their run was like 5 years ago. It ended like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, 2020, the year they lost this, the year they beat the Celtics. I was like, this is the last time this will happen.
No, but that wasn't the era. Like the era was 2015.
No. I agree. Yeah, I know what you mean. That was like I was surprised they got that 2020, whatever year that was. That
2022 against Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like Steph getting one more ring. I think it was just like wow, okay, like that's like I don't think LeBron gets another ring. I feel like it's like LeBron getting like that last ring, or like Brady getting that last ring in Tampa. Like, all right, this guy,
Yeah,
you're cementing yourself now. Like,
yeah.
Alrighty, let's jump into these couple NBA games here this evening. Starting out, the Los Angeles Clippers and the Houston Rockets. In Houston, the Clippers are the favorite here, 6.5 points. Their money line at minus 255 and the total at 222.5. What are you guys thinking coming out of this game, this matchup here in Houston?
Mac, have you looked into much of this?
yeah, Russ is out tonight. I see that. I mean, dude, Houston's a tough take when they're on their home floor.
I
21 and
kind of
10
like
on their
Houston plus the 6.5.
dude. I mean, they're 7 games under 500, and they're 21 and 10 on their home floor. They get the job done on their home floor. I mean,
Dude,
I know Clippers have been kind of struggling. No Russ tonight. I mean, they've lost 5. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 or something like that. I could see a cover here. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, even though you could definitely say they're going to win this game too. But I'm high on this Clippers team. You know that, so I don't like to say
yeah.
teams like this can beat them. But they're definitely on a bit of a skid right now. You could have really good value on Houston tonight.
I like Sengun on Houston, so I've been taking the Rockets a couple times, and I do like him plus 6.5. He's coming off a 45-point, 16 rebound game against the Spurs. They were big that him versus Wemby. That's like the little rivalry down there, Houston, San Antonio. But I love Rockets tonight plus the 6.5. I think they're able, like you said, they're good on their home floor. I'm going to take them.
Yeah, and the plus 6.5. I mean, you're giving them 6 points on their home floor. Might as well, right?
I have another leg I like. I might even make like a 2-leg NBA teaser and try to get them like plus 10.5.
With who? Hold on, let me try to let me try to guess it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna build it right now while you're talking.
Trailblazers plus 19.5.
No, it's Lakers.
I was gonna think it was the Lakers, but like, what are you gonna do with that?
But I
Take the money
hate.
line?
I don't know. It makes it plus 3. I don't know. It's basically the money line, but you get the Rockets at plus 12.
Yeah, I don't like teasing through 0. You lose value on it. So, did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't love the other dogs that enough to tease them. Like I was looking at a couple of these other games. I don't like that Grizzlies Sixers matchup at all. Bulls Jazz and that. Maybe Jazz plus 4 points. Bulls have been kind of good
Magic
the past
money
couple of
line.
weeks.
Huff's all about the Magic.
Yeah, true.
Magic money
Could be.
line. You're not gonna lose to Washington.
Magic money line. What?
Rockets plus 10.
Oh yeah, they're minus 6.5. Yeah, I see what you mean. I do like
Rockets
that.
plus 12. Yeah, might as well, right? Or minus
Yeah,
a
I
half
do like
point,
that.
I guess.
Yeah, same thing basically. It's minus 1. Plus 12 minus 1 would be minus 110.
Oh, I think we just cooked something up there.
I like that. I might take that.
All right, let's keep it moving here through these NBA games here. The next one, the Milwaukee Bucks heading to Golden State tonight for a 10-10 matchup. Golden State the favorite, just 3 points, minus 152 on the money line, 227.5 on the total. What do you guys got here coming out of Golden State tonight?
Giannis, a game time decision. Is there any news on that, Mackie?
Kind of a sketchy line. Why are the Warriors minus 3.5 against this Bucks team that's won 6 straight, 8-2 in their last 10? I mean, we just saw a Damian Lillard 40-point performance without Giannis to get a nice win.
They must think Giannis isn't playing.
Chris Middleton's out too. I don't know if he's been out recently.
Yeah, I see Middleton out. Giannis game time decision, and that line tells me Giannis isn't playing. Did you see the other night when Giannis played, or no, when he decided he wasn't playing? The line moved 9.5 points.
Holy crap!
Against the Clippers?
Yeah.
Holy
or no,
shit.
I forget what game it was. I saw it on Twitter. Let me look at the Bucks' recent games. He missed a game. Maybe it wasn't against the Clippers. Hold on, let me pull up their schedule.
Imagine being that valuable.
It's crazy.
I forget what game it was. The line moved like 8.5 or 9.5 points. It was insane.
I guess
Did
he's
he not
worth
play
it.
against the Clippers?
He did not play against the
Yeah,
Clippers.
he didn't play against the Clippers. Yeah, that
Yeah.
line moved insanely once he got rolled out. I think it was 8.5 points. Let me see. Where do you look whenever you're always like the line opened at this and it closed this?
I can't do it before I can't do it after like the game ended.
Oh, damn. When was that game? Was that Monday?
It was this week, yeah.
It said the line closed at Clippers -2.5. I think because it was in Milwaukee. I think it was Clipper or Bucks -6.
6.5 was the open.
Bang, 9 points. I knew it was close. 8.5 or 9 points.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Lillard dropped 41 on their heads.
Yeah.
See, like if you're able to go a game without Giannis and play the Clippers and still win without even a minute to think about your game plan, I mean, holy shit, this team could be real
Yeah.
dangerous. Give me the Bucks tonight. I don't care how public it is.
I'm just so
Bet you there's
excited
a
to see
billion
Dame on a
bets on
team
it.
that's like. I'm just so excited to see Dame on a team that's actually going to go deep in the playoffs.
I mean, he just like he wanted to be faithful so bad. Like I feel like he deserves it, man. Like he went
The
through
NBA
so
is
much
not
in
that
Portland.
league. Yeah.
He went through so much in Portland. Like let him have something.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Huff. You already kind of talked about this late game a little bit. The Kings and the Lakers in Los Angeles. 2.5 points there for the Lakers, -138 on the money line. Total 240 even. What are you thinking out of this one out of LA here? I know you said you might like the Lakers.
Yeah, I like the Lakers -2.5. These are games they're going to win. Big game against the Kings. Obviously, Kings have been kind of playing pretty good basketball. I haven't watched too much of them lately. Looking at their games, the most recent games, I like the Lakers here. This is a home game. You have to win this one if you want to make that push towards the playoffs or get a better seed in that play-in tournament or however you want to look at it. These are games you got to win. I like LeBron to come out with a big win tonight.
Listen, you need one of those top 2 seeds in the play-in if you're going to be in the play-in. You don't want to have to win both games. You want to have 2
Yeah.
chances, if anything. And you're sitting there in that 7 seed. These games you definitely have to win. You're on your home floor. I know it says LeBron and AD both game time decision. I think they're game time decision every single game. They're going to play. Give me them. I think they win this game. They gotta win this game. These are the games they gotta win. D'Angelo Russell cooking up. If he has all the confidence, if they have that shooting going on, you're not going to beat this Lakers team.
I agree.
Awesome. Alrighty, good stuff, boys. I think that's all we got here for our NHL, college basketball, and NBA stuff. You guys got anything else to add before we get out of here?
No, I think that's going to do it. Make sure you stay tuned. Saturday, college basketball live stream. Get some picks out for you there. Podcast coming on Thursday. You're listening to that right now. But other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys Saturday for the live stream.